Hey guys, it's Tarot and Beyond. In today's Pick a Card reading, we are going to be looking at finances and career. So specifically, what is going on in your finances? How is that being affected by your career? How are those two correlated? What do you need to know, etc. We've got a lot of decks to choose from today, and we're going to choose the images for the cards together right now. So we've got, okay, so group number one is going to be the Six of Cups. Six of Cups. Group number two is the Nine of Pentacles. All right. And I'll take a picture of these and put them up on the screen so you can look at them for a little longer if you want after this. But group number three is going to be the Five of Swords. There we go. All right, so you've got the three group options to choose from. The timestamps are always listed in the description box, or you can use the chapters below to jump ahead to your chosen reading. If you feel called to more than one reading, that's fine. Sometimes you'll want to watch them all or in a certain order, like 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3. Just go with your intuition. Take the messages that feel like they are for you. These are general readings. So yeah, what resonates, what doesn't, you know the drill. All right, we'll see you in your readings. All right, hi group number one. Welcome to your reading. You chose this beautiful Six of Cups card from the Cosmic Coven deck. So I feel like there's something right now in your career that you're nurturing. Yeah, I'm feeling like this is something that you've loved for a really long time. If you have kids, this could also be involved in that as well, or you're nurturing your inner child or bringing back an aspect of your inner child in how you do your work. You're also being called to make sure that you're being mindful of your inner child as you're doing your work and focusing on money and career and things like that. They said, don't lose yourself. Okay, that's what Spirit wants you to know. Don't lose yourself, group number one, in the work. Make sure that you are focusing some of your attention on what you need to do and some of your attention on what your inner child needs you to do. Yeah, so it's like you as the adult and you as the child both need to be accounted for here and cared for. That's really important. Okay, so let's dive into some cards. I've got a lot of decks that Spirit called me to today, so we're going to find out some information. You have fertility with Pan. Okay, group one, I'm getting a very strong message that you need to rest. These two cards don't specifically talk about that, but that's what I'm feeling energetically. It's like you need some time, some downtime to rest and replenish your energy. This has been a message that's been coming up in a few of the most recent readings that I've done. So whenever that happens, it's like a collective message, or we're meant to be paying attention to that energy, or there's a group of souls that are called to these particular readings on my channel because you're needing some rest right now. I'm also seeing rainbows. Okay, rainbows in both of these cards. I don't know if you can see it in the fertility card in the background there. There is a rainbow. So I do feel as though the rainbow is significant. There's a lot of messages coming through from that. Number one is rainbow body activations, which is probably why you're needing some additional rest right now. It's like you're going through a lot energetically. And especially if what you do for work is related to your spiritual evolvement or your spiritual ascension or your embodiment, then you're going to need even more rest than normal. Or if you work with children, like if you work in a daycare or a preschool, or you teach school-age children, or you have children, like if you're a stay-at-home mom or something like that, or a parent in general, there's something about needing extra rest right now because the emotional influx of energy is really, really strong. But I also see with the rainbow that you're being encouraged to enjoy the physical aspects of life, especially things that give you nostalgia. They were saying taste the rainbow, which I think is like a Skittles reference. So it's like candy. Kids love candy. There's something about like feeding your inner child emotionally or even physically with those nostalgic types of things. This could be related to your career as well, and that could create more fertility for you. They're showing me Pan here with his little flute thingy. Pan flute? I guess that's literally just called a pan flute. the wooden flutes, you know the ones. And it's like he's playing a soothing song for the inner child. Something about that is promoting growth in your career. Maybe you're the one playing the soothing song. Maybe you have something to do with music or creativity or food, nourishment, children, something like that. I just picked up the deck and there was one stuck to the bottom. Work your magic, Saint Germain. Work your magic. Okay. I want to go in with the astrology deck, the Heavenly Bodies deck. Thank you to the donor who sent this deck in. All right, we have Mercury, think, learn, network, and communicate. So group number 1, there's something about communication, how you communicate, how you express yourself. I'm seeing nature magic as well, or mind magic. His blue eyes are really standing out to me. Saint Germain's blue eyes. Somebody may have blue eyes. Sorry, my hand shakes when I try to hold it up at first. And something about the blue eyes is standing out to me. So if you have blue eyes or somebody that you're working with is having blue eyes, there's something about that. And I'm getting a message of communication directly related to the eyes. Communicating through the eyes, that's, the eyes are the windows to the soul. That's how we see into people and how we recognize or know them. So there's a message here about connecting to the soul through the eyes, connecting to people through the eyes. Yeah, they said your soul song, and then they showed me Pan's flute again. So it's almost like you communicate a lot through your eyes, group number 1. Eye contact could be important. Like, let's say, for example, you work with children. Getting eye contact with children is so important to retaining their attention and helping them to calm down and regulate their nervous system. Like when you stay in your stable energy, they really calm right down. Eye contact also talks about like focus, being focused on someone or something and being able to interact with it on that very direct level. So I'm seeing that here being connected to working your magic, focusing on something specific or connecting with someone on that very soul to soul level. You could be communicating information through your eyes as well, like thinking and learning. And you like I said, I just keep getting this message that you communicate a lot through your eyes, group number 1, which is really interesting. Okay, look at this. You've got Gemini, curiosity, intellect, and networking. So you have networking twice, and they both have butterflies in the card. So these are both air quality energies as well. Mercury is very much to do with the mind communication, and the butterflies here are really talking to me about social butterflies, networking, communicating, expressing yourself, flitting from place to place. I keep getting nature magic as well. And I just heard let yourself play, group number 1. So when it comes to finances and career, the more that you communicate, express yourself from like this very authentic inner child place, the more that you feed the inner child with this fun and nostalgia and you let yourself play, the easier you're going to be able to work your magic and create good results for yourself. Yeah, I keep getting like networking is so important for you right now, especially if this is or teaching, like you could be a teacher. Or like that, like I was getting that from the very beginning with the child here. So you could be teaching people. They don't have to be children. You're teaching people. You're communicating a lot through your vision. Oh, your vision, like not just through the eyes, like your vision, what you believe to be true, what you've learned, what you know. It's like you're communicating knowledge from the soul to people. And a lot of it comes through the eyes. A lot of it. You also have Pisces on the bottom of the deck, intimacy, intuition, and compassion. That's what I was getting a lot from the 6 of Cups, your significator card. It feels very much like you are a very compassionate person, group number 1, and highly intelligent, very magical. So when you are connecting with people, you are bringing them fertility, which in return means that you're going to experience more fertility as well, because as within, so without, as above, so below, as we exchange, so we receive. Yeah, we're going to go in with my deck, now available for pre-order through my website, link below, the Synchronicities Oracle. So this is a deck that Spirit had me create based on the synchronicities that they've been showing me over the years. So we've got the bubbles. All right, this is reminding me of that Pisces energy. And you also have the Great Wall. So I feel like you're building something huge that is going to be very transformational. The bubbles, they just showed me the scene from Cinderella when she's washing the floors and she's singing that nightingale song. Yeah, Sing Sweet Nightingale. And she's looking at herself in the bubble. So there's something about communication, singing, music, building something, and the inner child, because Cinderella even makes me think of my inner child. I watched a lot of Disney movies as a kid. Feeding the inner child is going to help you to build something magnificent. Because it's a lot of work, group number 1. Whatever you're doing, it's a lot of work. And you need the right tools or the right resources, and you don't want to become a slave to your work. That's another thing that I'm getting from that Cinderella reference. It's like you don't want to become a slave to your work where you are giving a lot and getting nothing in return. I keep getting this energy of fair exchange. There needs to be fair exchange. You've got the waterfall. This can talk about flow, like getting in the flow and receiving, being able to overflow and to share a lot with a community of people. Again, I'm getting like this energy that you flow knowledge or learning and you express that to other people. That's what you're being guided to do right now in your career. When it comes to finances, the rainbow and the butterfly and the waterfall here are all talking about massive incoming energy that is helping you to transform. So I do see a lot of inflow potential here for you. Like loud ass motorcycle just went by. So there's something really big that's, I just heard about to happen, something really big that is about to happen in your career, group number 1. And it is going to increase the flow of prosperity in your life. It is going to expand your potential. And there's going to be some kind of like, when the water hits, like when the water falls down, then it hits the bottom, it turns into a spray and it creates bubbles as well. So there's something about like the impact of the incoming energy being transformative. It can change something from a liquid to a vapor, or from solid to a liquid. I'm getting like transformation of states, transformations of the mind. This is part of your magic. Oh, you've got the happy face. I think you're going to be really happy about this. I also did just I saw the happy face over top of the face like this, and it was like sad face, happy face. Make sure you're not wearing a mask. Group number 3. They said, don't put on a show. This is really talking about authenticity, being able to show up authentically. Like if you're having a bad day, because that's what this one also makes me think of, is like, have a nice day. Especially if you're in the customer service industry or you do teach or something that's interpersonal like that. I think a lot of jobs are very interpersonal like that. Not all, but there's something about not putting on a mask. If you're feeling off, it's okay. That's normal. You don't have to take your baggage with you to work necessarily, but it is important for you on some level to communicate authentically. That's really what I'm getting a lot from these cards. It's like you need to communicate authentically, because that's where you really work your magic the best, is through the expression of who you are and what you're feeling. And being in tune with your feelings, I think, is a big part of this, and not pushing them away or pushing them to the side. The Great Wall can also talk about like these massive barriers that prevent us from accessing different points. You might be on guard with your emotions because they might be overwhelming or flowing a lot. And it's like you're putting on over this mask to prevent that from showing. But I'm really seeing here, when it comes to your work and the flow of prosperity in your life specifically, the more you can be authentic and let your guard down, the better you will do. So if you're feeling crappy, say it. It's okay. Or just address that within yourself, acknowledge it and be like, it's all right. I hear you. I feel you. I know you're not feeling your best today. We're still going to go to work because we care about this thing, but we're not going to deny the feeling or the emotion, and we're not going to bypass it, basically, is kind of what I'm feeling here. You have the butterfly again. I was noticing those butterflies in the other cards. So this is a very significant symbol for you right now, group number 1. Pay attention to the butterflies. Follow the butterflies. They are a synchronicity, a symbol that spirit will use to show you that you're going in the right direction in your career, especially as it relates to transforming into this beautiful being that you are meant to be. They're actually showing me light body activations and wings. So especially if you're doing a lot of energetic work, if you're a healer, if you're a spiritual, like light worker, and you can do light work from a 3D job too, but I'm seeing like specifically if you do a lot of spiritual esoteric work in your career, you are going to be going through a lot of, or you are currently going through a lot of transformation. You're receiving a lot of codes and downloads through the light body, which is also why your emotions might kind of be like all over the place right now, if they are. So just know that you're activating these wings. You're activating a whole new, they're showing me like an aurified field of energy around your body. So your aura is becoming they're showing me, they gave me the word translucent, and they're showing it to me like a holographic field that's very translucent, but there's all of the colors of the rainbow in it. So this is like a huge rainbow body activation. And this is going to set you free, they just told me. It's going to set you free, and you're going to be able to fly in new directions. So your career, your talents and skills will evolve, is what they're telling me. You're going to transform how you do your job, but you're still going to be doing what you're doing as long as you love it. If you don't love it, then you might be transitioning into something else. But I'm seeing that if you love your job and it makes you happy, oh, they just started playing the song. If it makes you happy, then it can't be that bad. If it makes you happy, then why the hell are you so sad? What's going on, group 1? Oh, I just got goosebumps through my whole body, and I'm feeling this pit in my stomach, like disappointment. What's going on, group 1? Are you all right? What's going on? Is this, I don't know, if this is resonating with you, if this is you that I'm connecting to right now. I read for lots of people, there's so many energies, but I'm getting this feeling of like disappointment. And why are you disappointed in the results you're getting? Are you disappointed in yourself for some reason because you're not being fully authentic, or you're not letting your light shine? I just heard that. Not letting your light shine. Why? I heard suppressed. And then they showed me Cinderella again. It's like something is keeping you, maybe you feel oppressed, not just suppressed. Maybe you feel oppressed by some kind of like you're in a slave type role where you like have to slave away and you're not getting anything, and it's really disappointing you. But you're very fertile, group number 1. You're very fertile, and your light body, they keep showing me that the light body is activating, and you're going to see a lot of transformation in your work. It's going to become more magical. It's going to flow. I'm seeing you teaching people in some way, shape, or form. You're teaching people. You're sharing your gift. You are expressing your magic in, I'm seeing actually a multitude of different ways. So if you were called to this group, you are very multi-talented, multifaceted. So you may have many different gifts, skills, and talents, and you're being called to use those in your work somehow, like fit them together, pieces of a puzzle that need to come together is what I'm getting. All right, you have the billows. So this can talk about stoking the fire. Something may have gone out a little bit, and I was feeling that disappointment in my stomach. And the happy face is yellow, so it's kind of like the solar plexus. So there's something about stoking the fires of confidence in yourself to be able to express authentically and show your sad face if you have a sad face. They said tears of a clown. Oh, do you feel like you need to, yeah, it's kind of that same message of like wearing a mask, or it's like that literally the clown has happy face painted on its face, but the clown can be really sad behind the surface. Oh my God, I'm feeling it in my heart too. Like this deep longing to express yourself and to be fully understood, but it's like you have to cover it up somehow, or you have to, you know what this is reminding me of, especially with the Cinderella reference. This is reminding me of when I used to work in the service industry. And I would wait tables. I also worked customer service as a cashier, and processed returns and stuff. And I always had to, especially in like waiting tables, I always had to, upbeat, cheery, wear a smile. Hey, how are you guys doing? Even if my cat just died, or I was going through a horrible breakup, or I was physically in pain. Like I needed to always, hi. And I hated it with a fiery passion. I'm very emotive, and I think that's why you're being called to do the same, group number 1. You don't hide what you're feeling. Let yourself emote. Let yourself express. Let those feelings be known to you, even especially if they've been suppressed. Let yourself stoke those fires, because there's something here that needs to be expressed, and that's what's going to help you to network and connect with the right people at the right time and teach in the right way, because you're modeling this authentic expression of yourself, and you're letting those guards down or those barriers come down. Yeah. I heard you deserve to be heard. You deserve to be heard, okay? So Spirit wants you to know that you have a message, or you have something special that you're here to communicate, and it deserves to be heard. You deserve to be heard, group number 1. You do. And they showed me that when I said that, it activated something in you, and they showed me this energy of the solar plexus going, it was like, wow, it feels so good to be validated, to be seen. Oh, the eyes. You need to be seen, group number 1. Eye contact, it represents being seen. When people look in our eyes, they see who we are. They see our soul, even if they're not aware that that's what's happening. That's why eye contact can be so powerful, is because it does give you a direct conduit to connecting with that person energetically. It's actually why Spirit called me to film these readings face forward more recently. Usually I feel more comfortable with the top down because I don't have to get ready or feel like I need to look a certain way, or, but they're calling me to mention this in your reading, group number 1, because there's something about this here as well, because they were showing me like the makeup on the clown's face and like having to put on this happy face and pretend that you're all right, even when you're not. And like, that's not fair. It's not healthy for you. I know sometimes you got to do what you got to do, but it's like you deserve to be seen and understood and validated for how you feel. Oh, you got the exit sign. So some of you, only take this if this resonates, if you've been feeling called in a different direction. Some of you may be called to exit a job in the near future. I was kind of getting that from the many different butterflies. So like if you're not feeling seen, understood, appreciated, authentic in the work that you're doing or in the job that you have right now, they're saying let your walls come down, open up, let things start flowing again, and networking with the right people at the right time is going to give you some kind of an opening into a way out, or a new expression for yourself, or something like that. Okay, let's get some Moonology cards. This is a very interesting reading, group number 1. Yes, prosperity lies ahead. The new moon in Taurus. And I held it up and it was 2221, and then it turned over to 2222 right as I was saying that. So I do feel like you are building something. The 2s are like the master builder number. It's also about creating balance and prosperity. I'm also getting second house from this right now. Oh, second house is to do with what you value. It's associated with your physical belongings, your physical manifestations of prosperity, and how those relate to your self-worth. So there's something here about you valuing yourself, valuing what you feel. I just heard. Value what you feel, because what you feel is going to go into how you express yourself authentically. And there's so much prosperity that will come from that, group number 1. So I'm seeing in terms of money, things are looking very good. Very good. Prosperity does lie ahead when you communicate authentically. And we have on the bottom of the deck, the North Node. Step out of your comfort zone, group number 1. So this is very destined for you. This is why you are being challenged. If you are feeling this energy, you are being challenged specifically to get out of your comfort zone, especially if that comfort zone is putting on that mask and pretending everything's okay when it's not. Talk about it. Be authentic. Open up. Be vulnerable. Let things flow. Mirror, like see yourself clearly. That's where your magic is going to come from, group 1, and that's where you're going to see prosperity. Okay, now they did have me pull out the Romance Angels deck. This is a career and finances reading, and this is a love deck. So I'm not sure how or why Spirit called me to this, but we're going to find out. Oh, you have past life relationship. You have known each other before. Okay, this is starting to make sense. With the Six of Cups is usually my significator card for past life relationships in that context, because the Six of Cups can talk about memories from the past and nostalgia. It can be memories from our past in this lifetime, but it can also be past lives and past relationships. There's something here about connecting to something that you used to love, or someone that you used to love. Possibly in Scotland, because I'm getting this energy of Stonehenge. Look at the back of this card, the image behind them. It's like Stonehenge. Huh. And I just got Atlantis as well. Something about Atlantis exiting the Matrix. And they're showing me this symbol on this. I don't know if it's going to show up on camera, but there's like a symbol. Can you see it? No, not really. And well, there's a circle with a line through it like that. 2 lines through it like a cross. A crossed circle. And I'm getting hermetic codes from that. So it's like as above, so below. But there's something about the horizontal and the vertical lines. And what you do for work is something that you are called to, or what you're being called to do in your career, is very much associated to your spiritual evolution and your soul gifts, is what they're telling me, specifically your soul gifts. I also just heard you're a lover, not a fighter. So don't fight the truth, they said. What is the truth? I'm really curious, so we're going to go deeper. And then you also have keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. A soulmate might be significant here, but I'm seeing this also as keep an open mind in regard to what you're learning, how you're expressing, or what you're called to do. They're showing me the little naked cherub flying up above them there. It's like, pay attention to your guides, your angels, and the way that they're communicating with you, because they're guiding you on something they want you to speak on, specifically speaking on something, opening up about something. They're showing me speaking from the heart. Something about the heart is significant. Lover, not a fighter. They keep saying that. Something about opening up your heart and being able to express, maybe talking about relationships or connecting in that heart level through your work. What do you do for work, group number 1? I'm so curious. It's definitely something to do with communication. Truth be told, yeah, you are a truth teller. That's what you do, group number 1. You're a truth teller. And they were showing me the heart, and look how the window is open in the owl's chest. You're a wisdom keeper, and you're meant to open up about these things. You're meant to be a very clear window or mirror for other people. And it's like they're having a hard time seeing you, is what Spirit just said. People are having a hard time seeing you because you're hiding parts of yourself, or you're masked in certain areas because you haven't fully accepted those parts of yourself. Oh. So I think this is why they're saying keep an open mind, because there may be some transitions happening in your career. You're guided to do things in a different way or in a different field, because it's going to allow you to incorporate these different aspects of yourself. The other thing that I'm getting with the truth be told, whoa, the mask. I didn't even notice that. The mask, the golden mask. Don't wear don't wear a mask, group number 1. Take it off. Open up, be vulnerable, be clear. And the eyes of the owl are so striking as well. So again, we're back to the eyes. You need to be seen is what I'm feeling. You need to be seen. It's part of your purpose. It is out of your comfort zone. But you're meant to do this. It's North Node. It's your destiny. It's connected to your soul's destiny, your soul progression. They said progression. Time for a nap. confirmation of what I was getting in the very beginning of this reading. You need some rest right now, group number 1, because I feel like you've been working really hard and maybe you haven't been seeing the progress that you've desired. The fates is on the bottom, the fates. Yeah, so the fates are involved here. It's by fate's design. So there's something happening that is a little bit outside of your control. So if you're feeling like you don't really have power over this situation, you're kind of right. There's a lot that's being orchestrated, but it's on your behalf, because that's what I just heard. It's on your behalf. So don't worry so much about how this is going to happen, how this is going to unfold, or what you need to do. It's more like just focus on feeling clearly and telling the truth to yourself, or communicating that truth very authentically to others without a screen, without a filter, without a mask. That is going to be putting you in the right direction. And they told me follow the butterflies again. So follow the butterflies, group number 1. It's going to lead to your happiness, your true fulfillment. Yes. Okay. They said, okay, I was going to finish up and they said, we're going to grab a channeled message from this deck that Spirit had me create. It's that one. Yeah. And oh, you got 2. Okay. So these are just some fun messages that Spirit and I channeled out together. There's time to spare. Okay. So at this point in your life, you can get away with slowing down and relaxing. It's time for a nap. The fates are moving and reordering. The fates, sorry, it's just like, I love my job. I love how everything connects and you really see the magic. So don't doubt your process, group number 1, because you can see the magic unfolding just in the reading. Like, let this be how your life works as well. Okay, let me read this from start to finish. At this point in your life, you can get away with slowing down and relaxing your approach. The fates are moving and reordering things beyond your control and scope of vision. Relax and have faith. All will turn out well in due time. Beyond your scope of vision. I think I said that earlier, something about the vision. And underneath there, when I picked up the step out of your comfort zone card, it actually lifted to this one underneath. Look to the bigger picture, or look at the bigger picture. Full moon in Sagittarius energy. So there's some kind of a bigger picture that you're meant to have an awareness of. The answers you need are coming. Okay. So just relax right now, because I know emotions are running high. Like, look, 6 of Cups, that was what I was getting from the beginning. That's, I think, why you need a rest, is because your emotions are running high. You've got a lot going on behind the seams. Oh, do you feel like you're coming apart at the seams, group number 1? Are you overwhelmed? You need some rest. Take care of yourself. Beautiful soul. Take care of yourself. You deserve it and you need it. Oh my God, you guys. Just so many synchronicities in your reading. You are in alignment, okay? So don't worry. But you've got the You Can Be Happy Now card. It's reminding me of first of all, the rainbows were a synchronicity, a symbol that I noticed in your reading. So also pay attention to rainbows. The other thing is you can be happy now. They were talking a lot about happiness. Okay, it says, in every moment there is something to be grateful for. Are you looking hard enough? Get creative to find the happiness now. Right now, you can be happy. And that doesn't mean stuffing down your sadness or your fear or whatever other emotions you may be experiencing. It just means that when you slow down and you trust this natural flow of the universe, they just showed me somebody jumping off the waterfall into the water. It's a very high height, but the way that the water breaks up at the surface, because the water hits the water, we were talking about that earlier, it helps to lessen the impact. So you can actually jump from higher and it's going to be fun and you're going to enjoy whatever this is. You might be being called to take a leap of faith, group number 1. They just brought me back to exit. You may be called to leave a job or to stop doing something in a certain way and to add fire or flame to something that does bring you happiness right now. So focus on the happiness that you do have now and build that up. And they're showing me the Skittles again, and they're showing me the inner child. So focus on your inner child. They need you right now. that's going to help. That is the work that Spirit wants you to focus on. That's really going to expand things for you. Okay, we're going to get just a final closing message from the Coffee Cup Oracle. Ooh. Ooh. Peacock. Pregnancy and wealth. So this is what I'm saying, group number 1, and this is what I'm seeing. You are very fertile. Pregnancy, fertility, prosperity lies ahead. All of these rainbows and butterflies and happiness, like you are going to be very happy. You've just kind of got to trust the process right now, and you've got to show yourself. The peacock is not afraid to shake their tail feathers. The peacock is not afraid to open up and be seen. How many eyes there are on the peacock's tail. I feel like you need to open yourself up and let your true self be seen. It can feel vulnerable, especially if you're going through a stage of rebirth right now, but you are pregnant with ideas, with energy, with knowledge and wisdom, and that is going to lead to wealth. It is a sure thing, Spirit just said. A sure thing. Okay. And for some of you who are looking to get pregnant, or you've been pregnant and you have kids, there's something about children, because they keep bringing me back to like pregnancy, fertility, children, inner child. Something about that is important here. So especially if you work with children or you're called to have children, they did just say something about infertility. Is that literal, Spirit? No, not literal. But they're showing me an embryo. So this is metaphor. You might feel like your ideas are not fertilized, or they don't take root, or they don't become anything. Maybe you have a lot of ideas and then it doesn't become anything. They're showing me the Berlin Wall coming down. And you had the Great Wall here in your reading, but they're showing me specifically the Berlin Wall. Something about breaking these barriers down within yourself that have been blocking this flow of prosperity that's been trying to come into your life, because you actually do have a lot of embryos, or you have a lot of seeds that just need to be fertilized, and then you're going to see those become blessings for you. I'm also noticing the fireflies. That was a synchronicity. There's fireflies in the back of this deck. That was a synchronicity that came up for me this morning. I wrote that in my synchronicities journal, fireflies. And it's like inner illumination, inner phosphorescence, inner glow. Let your light shine, group number 1. That's really the message I'm getting. Very strongly, let your light shine, okay? And you've got time, so rest as you need to, play as you need to, let those walls come down, be your authentic expression. You know, don't hide what you're feeling. You can be happy now, but that doesn't mean that you need to be happy all the time. It's okay to be an emotional being that fluctuates. That's part of being human. All right, guys, that is what I have for you today, group number 1. I hope you enjoyed the reading and that this was helpful. Lots of prosperity to come, so I'm sending you lots and lots of blessings for your greatest and highest good. If you guys need some additional support, or you'd like a personal reading or connection with me, I have mentorship sessions available in which we can go into the cards, channeled messages, energy healing, Akashic readings, all of that thing. All of those things are available through that container. And if you guys are interested in getting the Synchronicities Oracle deck, it is available for pre-order through my website. The link to my shop is in the description box below. I love you guys and appreciate your presence here on the channel, and we'll see you in the next reading. Bye. All right, hi group number 2. Welcome to your reading. You chose the very abundant and prosperous 9 of Pentacles. So right away, I'm feeling like this is a really good omen when we're talking about career and finances. You are really appreciating the small things is what I'm seeing. You're appreciating the beauty in life, and I'm feeling a lot of graciousness and gratitude. And from that, it's like you're very magnetic right now, group number 2. You're attracting a lot of resources. I also just heard the word support. So you're getting a lot of support, or you're receiving offers for support, or that are going to support you in this growth. I see so much growing for you. There's a money tree in this card too. So it's like you are, that song. There's another reader here on YouTube, and now I'm completely blanking on her channel name. But she sings this song, ching, ching, ching goes the money tree. Money, 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 come to me. Blessed be. I don't know. There's something about like you manifesting a lot or attracting a lot. Yeah, they just gave me the phrase money grows on trees. Money grows on trees for you, group number 1 or group number 2. They're drawing my attention to her dress. There's something about maybe how you dress or how you present yourself. People are really appreciating your look or what you are embodying, perhaps, or clothes could be significant, maybe fashion design, self-expression. I also just got content creation for some of you. Yeah, they're showing me Instagram. I don't have Instagram, but there's something about maybe doing something on Instagram, promoting yourself on Instagram, or there's some kind of offer that comes through Instagram for you, group number 2. Okay. Especially if you have an Instagram account and you're sharing something about fashion or something about money, career, coaching, finances. I'm not sure. Okay, we're going to go in next with the Synchronicities Oracle, my first ever Oracle deck, which is available for pre-order. The link is in the description box below. So, you have the 3D glasses. I feel like you're operating at like 5D to 7D, 5th dimension, 7th dimensional consciousness, and 5th dimensional embodiment, group number 2. And you're operating at such a high level that it's like you have to put on glasses to see the 3D. That is amazing. You're like, okay, I have to do this 3D work right now, so let me put down my 3D glasses so that I can actually see what's going on and do that sort of more finite work and stuff like that. But you're doing very well. I see a lot of seeds that you've planted bearing fruit, like a lot. They're showing me a field of all of these seeds, and it's like this growth is happening so quickly. It's like Jack and the Beanstalk almost. It's like magic beans. You've got the magic beans, group number 2. Magic beans. You have the wine glass as well. Color red is standing out from both of these cards, the 3D glasses and the wine glass. The color red could be significant. Maybe it's like confidence wearing red. Red dresses, red skirts, red clothing, something about red, or something that you read. They're showing me somebody drinking a glass of wine, wearing glasses, reading something. Red can also be associated with the root chakra. So your root chakra is flourishing. Yes, they said that. Flourishing. Flourishing. And you have the tower. In my deck, the tower is a construct that has been constructed to give you a higher perspective. Although the way that I the way that I design my cards are not to have specific meanings. It's meant to be subjective and intuitive and to enhance your ability to communicate with spirit through the language of symbols. So I didn't create a guidebook to go along with this deck. But for me personally, the tower in this deck can refer to you building something up so you can have a higher vantage point or point of view. I'm also seeing safety and like scaling your business or moving up different levels. Protection. Yeah, the tower protects you. You can go up high and see the entire lay of the land. It's solid. It's stable. They're showing me the wine glass and they're giving me the word chalice. Something about a chalice, blood of Christ, sacrament. What is that about? I don't know. Crystal ball. Love that. Group number 2, if you do anything even remotely psychic, this is a really good time for you. Okay, we have so many more cards from this deck, but I have so many other decks to get to, but I love using these cards, and Spirit obviously has a lot of messages for you here today, group number 2. So settle in, get comfy, get yourself a glass of wine, let's hang out. You got the notification bell. Yeah, that's what I was getting. If you do something on social media, group number 2, content creation, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, if you market your services, I also just saw Facebook in my mind. That's going to be really successful. You're going to get a lot of notifications going off about things that are coming in for you. And you may have foreseen this, like with the crystal ball here. I feel like you have a very elevated perspective. I was getting that from like the 5D, 7D type of energy that you tend to operate at. I think that you have the gift of prophecy, group number 2, whether you realize it or not. Let's say, for example, you're not in an industry that is spiritual in nature, like what I do. You still have the gift of prophecy because you can predict what people want and when they want it. So if you sell like physical products, or if you work in an industry that you're working under someone else, you have this very innate knowing. It's an intuitive thing, but they're giving me the word prophecy over and over in my head. So Spirit's very clear that you have the gift of prophecy, group number 2, and you can predict the trends, or you can predict what's going to be popular when, or what you need to say at the right time to the right group of people. It's like you're very blessed in the types of roots that you're able to establish in community, or the types of prosperity that you foster through the expression of your ideas or your creativity. I feel like you're very creative. Yeah. You've got the magic potion, group number 2. This is like the magic potion. And it's also giving me like scientist vibes. So I feel like you're very calculated in your approach. Like I said, you're able to put on those 3D glasses and really operate at that physical, like get shit done level. But you're also highly magical, and you've got some kind of an elixir within you, or a potion within you. It's like your own personal brand or magic. For some of you, you actually have a personal brand, or you're being called to create one. Yeah, I keep getting content creation, influencer. I keep getting things to do with fashion as well. So I think there's very specific messages here for people. So just take what resonates with you, because I'm doing a general reading for lots of people, but I keep getting those messages, so I have to relay them. That's my job. But you've got the potion, you've got the magic, you have the right mixture, the right elixir that people want. Yeah, you have the notification, the messages. You've got both of the notifications, right? So like people are contacting you. They're like, I want what you're selling. I like what you're doing. I like what you're creating, something like that. People are reaching out. You're getting a lot of notifications about this. And I see you just kind of like relaxing in that 9 of Pentacles energy at the top of your tower, just enjoying the view and being like, yeah, I got this. I built this. I did this. Like, be proud of yourself, group number 2, because whatever you have created, you deserve to enjoy it. That's 9 of Pentacles energy. You deserve to enjoy it because you worked hard to build this stuff. And even if you didn't work physically hard to do it, although I think you did, you still put in a lot of effort to really mix that potion up and get it just right. Like, you've got the formula. They're showing me a formula. They're showing me a table of elements, like the periodic table in my mind. You studied. You had to learn this. You didn't just get lucky. You know what I mean? Like, you learned the formula. You learned the system. You created a system, perhaps. Whatever you did, it's working, or it's going to be working. Very, very powerfully. Gumball. I love this card. Gumball machine. It feels like you put in 25 cents and you get a gumball, although they just showed me that you put in 25 cents and then you get 2 gumballs. So it's almost like you're getting double what you invested, and it's just like by some kind of a malfunction of the machine. So it's like if you post something, all of a sudden you get twice the amount of views or likes or shares or whatever than you normally would, because you are tapping into this very aligned, very lucky energy because you've been in gratitude. So use gratitude as a practice. Spirit is saying, group number 2, use gratitude as a practice, because that gracious energy is like going to bless every step that they're showing me a red carpet, rolling out the red carpet for you. You might be getting some kind of notoriety in the coming days, weeks, or months. Yeah, they're showing me cameras flashing and people wanting your attention. Fame, and getting fame energy. Who are you, group 2? What are you doing? Let's say, for example, you don't work in an online capacity, or you're not an influencer, you don't do this kind of stuff. I do feel like physical products could be involved here, but I'm also like, let's say, for example, you work in like a conventional job. This could just be interpreted in the sense that you are getting positive feedback, or you're getting noticed for the hard work that you're putting in, and you're getting the residual benefits from that. Benefits could literally be part of that equation, or getting some kind of a bonus. You have the archway. There. Nope, doesn't want to focus. Archway. So you are, you're entering into a new stage of your life is what they're showing me. This archway is kind of like the gates to heaven. And I do feel, again, 5D energy, fifth dimensional state of embodiment is what they said. Yes, I was getting that before. Confirmation. So there's something about you transitioning or moving to a higher level right now, group number 2, and you're being guided to pursue that, or to keep moving in the direction that you're going because you're doing the right thing. You have supermoon energy with emotions are running high from the Moonology deck. So I'm feeling this as like you are going to be feeling very, very good. Like your emotions are running high in the like excitement, fun, gratitude, just feeling blessed is the energy that I'm getting. My heart feels like it's open and really enjoying and really able to luxuriate. I'm getting like vacation energy as well. So I feel like all this hard work is paying off and you're treating yourself or you're celebrating. Believe in the impossible. Blue moon. This may feel like it's a once in a blue moon type of thing. You've got blue moon and super moon. Those are both very powerful lunar, what's the word? Lunar cycles or lunar events. So you are really at your peak right now, group number 2, when it comes to your power. And it's blessed. I'm seeing it's blessed. It's blessed by God because they brought me back to the wine glass and something about sacrament. So it's like there's some, this is maybe something you prayed for. Maybe you believed in the impossible. Maybe it seemed impossible, but then you just went out there and did it. I think probably because you were guided to do this, or you were given something to be able to create or to start this, is kind of what I'm getting. I just feel like you prophesied this for yourself. You saw this and then you took action on it, and it pays off big time. You have new moon in Aquarius bring love into the situation. I feel like you are pouring your love into the world. Like I'm seeing you there holding that carafe and pouring out all this love into the world, something that you love to do, maybe something that you've created. And it does feel like this is helping a lot of people. It's blessing a lot of people. So like if you create food, when people eat that, they get happy and then they want more of it. And then it's like blowing up, you know what I mean? And people just, well, give me more of that cake or give me more of that thing. If you create clothes, then people are feeling so confident in what you've created for them. And they just get this energy of like, I can do anything. And they want to feel that more. So they want to buy more, or they want to connect with you more. If you do energetic healing, something like that, or influence and create content, same thing. The more that you express your magic, like this secret recipe that you have, the more people want it, because not everybody has this. Not everybody has this. And you've got like the secret sauce, group number 2, and everyone wants it. So if you can somehow like manufacture or package or sell that secret sauce, you're going to be really successful here. And I don't think you're doing it for the intention of like selling. It's not like a selling out type of energy. I'm seeing you monetizing your skills and gifts because that's what you're called to do, because that is how you're going to benefit people and benefit yourself as well. So it's a win-win situation. And I'm seeing that it benefits the world. Aquarius is a very humanitarian, a very public-oriented energy. So I feel like you're here to serve the public. Like I said, you're not operating from a 3D level. You're not like, let me just get my bag and then like, you know, no, you're operating from this 5th dimensional, 7th dimensional frequency level. So you're here to create positive change. You are here to revolutionize, they just said, revolutionize a system, revolutionize the way of doing something. I'm getting very entrepreneurial vibes, like Queen of Wands type of energy from this group, or King of Wands. So especially if you're an entrepreneur, group number 2, yeah. Something you're building, super powerful. Retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. I was getting vacation vibes. I feel like you guys are going to be able to, I did just hear host a retreat. Maybe some of you are going to be hosting retreats. Okay. They said prophecy again. You may have predicted this, or I may be predicting this right now for you in the future. You're hosting retreats, but I was getting also from this energy about vacations. Like you're able to relax, you're able to enjoy what you've built, what you've created, because now it's fairly stable, and you can take a break, or you can go do the things that you want to do or need to do to take care of yourself and maintain that stability. Right? It's like your workflow is balanced with your relaxation. Okay, I see these two cards as well. Just Spirit amazes me all the time. Religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. These are technically love cards. Spirit had me pull these out, but we're looking at them in terms of finances and career. But I'm like blown away because religious factors, and I was getting that energy from the wine glass of like the sacrament or something about the blood of Christ or something. It's like there's something. This is like a religious calling for you, or maybe you're creating something that's connected to religion, or integrating all of these religious factors. You know, what I'm really getting is just that your career is blessed by God. You know, that's kind of just what I'm getting. It's like what you're doing is here to help the people. You're in service to the people. And so blood, I keep saying blood. It's in your blood, they said. It's in your blood. It's in your DNA. The blood of Christ is in you, they said. What? Okay. So I'm getting like chosen one vibes, group number 2. And basically what chosen ones are is like you've decided that you're going to work with God and you're going to let God work through you. So you are like a divine embodiment or expression of source, of creator, of the universe. And you do this spiritual work, even if it's in a physical or practical capacity, to be able to improve the world, to be able to heal the world, to be able to help people in some degree. But I keep getting prophet energy. And it's funny because when I said prophet this time, all the other times I was just seeing it as like PROPHET. But this time I saw prophet as PROFIT. And that was actually a message that came up in a previous reading. We were looking at like past life wounds or something like that, or I can't remember which reading it was, but there was something about like profiting off the prophet, but in a distorted way. And I think that in this lifetime, group number 2, you are actually profiting off your prophetism, propheticness. What's the word? I don't know. But in a positive way, in an aligned way is what they just said. Yeah. You're doing it from self-empowerment and to be in service. So that's why it's going to be so prosperous for you, because you're operating from this spiritual divinity of what you're doing. You have the soulmate card as well. Yes, this is your soulmate. So you may be working with a soulmate, a partner. You might be called to, I heard the word enlist, and they showed me 1911. They're showing me the pillars in the background of this, the like Colosseum, the mausoleum or something behind them. What is all that, Spirit? They're showing me the fabric on her dress. Wasn't this in this reading they were showing me the dress on the 9 of Pentacles, something about your like dresses or dress or fabric. Cut from the same cloth, perhaps? Oh, because they're just talking about soulmate here. So somebody that's cut from the same cloth, you're going to be working with them, or you do work with them. If you are in business with like a marriage partner or a romantic partner of some kind, this could be part of it as well. They did say bring love into the situation. I feel like love is somehow related to what you do in your career and to your prosperity. Huh. Okay. We got a lot more decks to get to, so I want more information on this soulmate situation. A change in the wind. This card's been coming out a lot in the readings recently. Number 12 just stood out to me as well. And serendipity. Some kind of a serendipitous meeting or soulmate connection or some kind of religious or spiritual connection. I just heard charitable giving as well. Charitable giving. You may be somebody who gives a lot. I was getting that. These two cards came out in a previous reading I just did. I think I did that reading yesterday. I can't remember. And it was like the change in the wind propelling this good luck. You see how it's like the wind changes and then it like lifts you off and carries you with it to where you're meant to be. So I feel like you're very much in alignment, group number 2, and being in alignment at soul level creates luck, because all luck is really just flow with the divine. And so it's like you've been kind of set up into this position at this very particular time to be able to lift off and be carried to where you're meant to be going in regard to the success of your career, specifically, is what I just heard, the success of your career. And they keep bringing me back to the retreat card. So there could be something to do with taking some time out or hosting retreats or something like that. You've got to be fair as well. I feel like relationships are really important here. I'm getting Libra vibes from this. To be fair. I feel like you do very fair exchange. Like if you sell products, you sell them for a very fair price. If you do business with partners it's like it's very fair. So everything is very much hunky-dory is the word. That's funny. But yeah, everything is very much in alignment. Like that's the best way that I can describe it, is it's very much in alignment. Oh, you've got a fork in the road. And with that change in the wind card and the fork in the road, you may be changing direction. Peace. The direction you're going in may be birthing something new, doing something you've never done, or it could be factoring in more religious aspects into your business, your career, your work, your environment, your relationships, something about like the Holy Spirit, because the dove does remind me of the Holy Spirit. And they've talked about religious factors in the chalice. There's something about religion here. And they're showing me the Bible in my mind. I'm not like a quote unquote religious person. I'm very spiritual by nature, but I think that there are truths in each religion, and not to say that we should cherry pick, but like going with what feels right for you and integrating that information, because there's codes in everything that will help to unlock more of this unified consciousness. But there's something about like this inner peace that is leading you to prosperity and more abundance. And so being in that energy of grace from God, being like in this grace from God, for some reason, it's like, even if there is a fork in the road, no matter which direction you take, it ends up being in a field of luxury. Like no matter which way you go, no matter how you slice it, you end up with a piece of cake. You know, it's like you get more even than you bargained for. You're going to get more. Ooh, my throat. Something about communication could be this new direction that you're being called in, group number 2, because when I coughed, I looked to the right and I have Eat, Pray, Love on my bookshelf right there. And that's a really profound book about Elizabeth Gilbert going through this spiritual awakening process and like finding herself and becoming a really successful writer. And she wrote that book, that memoir sort of thing, and then it became a movie. So maybe there's something here about like this new direction you may be going in around communicating what you've learned, or communicating or expressing something about your story. Yeah, because they showed us books, the Bible, and then Eat, Pray, Love. Pray. Something religious. What is this? So, I'm so intrigued, group number 2. I'm very intrigued. What is this? Oh, see the other person's point of view. So maybe this is reconciling religious factors in what you're doing or how you're doing it, or reconciling different opposing beliefs. Maybe what you're doing is triggering to people on some level, but like you're in your highest alignment, but for whatever reason, maybe it's like you do something that triggers religious people, or other way around. Health and healing, Hilarion. Health and healing could be significant in this as well. They said it's connected to your luck. Something about health and healing connected to your luck. I'm hearing healing journey. That's what retreats are. Spiritual retreats. And what Eat, Pray, Love, what the whole book is about, is basically her going on a spiritual pilgrimage. That's not really her intent, but it ends up being what she did. It was a spiritual pilgrimage, and it was a process in her awakening. I mean, maybe that kind of even was what she meant to do, but I'm seeing you going through or having gone through this process of deep, profound transformation, and you healing yourself has created or will create this recipe for success, which I think you're going to relay to other people. You're going to communicate it because they keep tickling my throat chakra. My throat is getting like, So I think that there's going to be a lot of healing that you're doing, and you're going to be able to communicate this. And I think you're integrating a lot of different religious perspectives, because see the other person's point of view and the religious factors card. Look at above her head. There's symbols from all of the different religions. So I feel like you're integrating a lot of different aspects of awareness and building something new that is built on that. So it's not going to exclude anyone. It's really inclusive. That's what it feels like. Inclusivity. Okay. They said unity. Yeah, because that's what unity is. It's not about duality or separateness. And you're operating from this fifth dimensional level. So yeah, it does. It's very much about unity. And the heart. This is beautiful, group number 2. What are you doing? If you feel comfortable sharing, let me know in the comments below. I love reading your guys' comments. I don't see them all. I try to read as many as I can. And I don't always, I'm not able to always reply, but I do see them, or at least I try to. Okay, you have Saturn, feeling restricted, experiencing struggle, learning hard work and patience. And I did notice, okay, you've got the owl here on the branch. And then in this card, you also have an owl. Can you see? So, and they're the same type of owl. That's the, I think that's a barn owl. Yeah, a barn owl. So they said seeing in the dark. Yeah, very psychic energy, very intuitive, very tapped in, group number 2. And you're working at this 3D level, which is what Saturn can talk about, right? Like you're building something very practically. And I do feel like you've worked really hard for this. You've learned the hard way, they just said. My throat keeps going off. Oh my God. I feel like you had to learn the hard way what was your truth and how to express that. And I think that's why you are being able to distill down this very secret special formula or sauce, because you really did go through a lot of trial and error, group number 2. And that hard work is paying off, is what I'm getting. The restrictions are being lifted. If you've been constricted in how you express yourself or how you communicate, that's also going to be lifted as well. There's healing around that. And you have Aquarius again. You have New Moon in Aquarius, and then you have the Aquarius card, originality, philanthropy, and progressive imaginings. Yeah. So you've got a lot of Aquarian energy. So again, this is very collective, very philanthropic, like it says in the card, very public as well. You could have a lot of Aquarius in your chart too. So yeah, there's something about this humanitarian cause. Like what you're doing is not just for you. It really is for everyone. But I feel like you really had to deal with a lot of hard stuff to get to where you are, or you will, or you are dealing with a lot of hard stuff, but it's going to lead you to a lot of prosperity. Okay. Love this card. So these are a few channeled messages cards that Spirit and I created. If it smells like shit, it probably is. This is the thing. I feel like you're very intuitive, psychic, and prophetic. And so you can spot bullshit from a mile away. And this is so funny. It says you can dress up a turd all you want, but that won't change what it is. And they were showing us something about dressing something. I just got copycat energy. So I feel like people may be copying you or trying to replicate what you do because you are a trendsetter, or you can predict what people want before they want it and then give it to them in the right time. And it's like other people are trying to copy that, but it's like they're painting their shit as if it's gold, but it's not. They're trying to dress like you, talk like you, but they're not you. They started playing the real Slim Shady. Will the real Slim Shady please stand up? Please stand up. Please stand up. You can walk and talk and talk like me, walk like me, talk like me, act like me. Yeah, so I feel like a lot of people try to copy you, but it's not the same shit. Like, you've got the secret sauce and theirs is like knockoff brand, and it's just not the same. Or you might have to deal with people doing that in the future, especially if you get really successful with something. Group number 2, there's going to be a lot of people who are trying to sell stuff that's like yours or to replicate what you're doing. But you've got the secret sauce, so don't worry about it. That's the ticket. Ooh. You have the golden ticket, group number 2. That's what I mean. Like, you are the one with the golden ticket, not anyone else. And they're showing me Charlie and the Chocolate Factory in my mind. Willy Wonka was like this very eccentric, which is also Aquarius energy, very eccentric, profound thinker. He just wanted to help people bring joy to their lives, and he created these really wild products, you know. He was very inventive, and I was getting inventive energy. I don't remember if I mentioned it. Revolutionary, yeah, that's the phrase that I used before. The word that I used before is revolutionary, and what I was actually hearing in my head while I was saying that was innovation. So I'm feeling like you're very innovative and you're ahead of your time, and that's what makes you a trendsetter. Didn't we talk about the red carpet? And there's a scene in Willy Wonka when he comes out and reveals himself and he walks down the red carpet. In that scene, he does like a somersault. He like tips over and then does a somersault. That wasn't planned. I read that somewhere that he just did that, like the actor, I can't remember his name. He just did that to like mess with people. So I feel like this is kind of something you do, like you're very unique. That cannot be replicated. People can try, but they can't. So anyway, the card says, you've got it now. Whatever you've been doing, it's working. So keep doing it. You have the golden ticket to see rapid results and powerful aligned outcomes. Keep going. What have I been saying this whole time? Aligned expression, aligned outcomes. This is all very spiritually aligned with the divine. And you have the castle awaits as well. The castle awaits. Okay, what does this one say? There's a home or a desired living situation that is being made available for you. The more you seek it, the closer you get. It's waiting for you on the other side of your current situation. Didn't you have the gateway as well? Yeah. And you had the tower too. So there's something about, like, I'm getting empire vibes from this. Like, you're creating an empire. Not to be confused with the Empire from Star Wars, but it's like you're able to create a stable foundation, or you're able to innovate or create something. Oh, you might feel like you've got, like you're a Jedi and people, there's like an empire that's against you. Because my throat tickled when I mentioned the Empire. Yeah, you might feel like there's like a group of people or a society or societal structures or constructs that are against what you're trying to do. Because you're a leader, because you're an innovator, because you're a revolutionary, you do have to kind of fight against the system and forge your own path. Like, you're a pioneer in some way, group number 2. So it's not always a straight line, which is why I think they gave us that fork in the road card. Like, you're going to need to pivot sometimes, but because you're so in alignment with this divine expression, you're going to get the how and when. I keep getting that you're very prophetic. So just listen to your intuition or what you're seeing, or the symbols or signs that are showing up, because you're going to know when to pivot and why, because there are some things that you're needing to avoid. But you've got the magic touch, you've got the golden ticket, so don't worry about it, because it's all going to manifest through you and for you. Okay, we're already at 36 minutes. Oh my God. Okay, so let me get some more final closing messages here. King of Pentacles. I heard money, 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 money. Very, very good for money, finances, career. And they're showing me Willy Wonka again. Like he had an entire empire, a whole candy empire. It's like that kind of thing. Like you're creating a product that everybody wants. Maybe people try to replicate it. They try to create their own Wonka bar, but it's not the same because you're the Wonka. Like you're the original Wonka. Knight of Wands. Trailblazer, I heard when I looked at the card in the camera. You're a trailblazer. Highly creative. Especially if this is something that you're creating and selling, group number 2, it's going to do very well, very, very well, because you know how to put things together. And like I said, you see things other people don't see. You see the way that this person is like magical. They look like a witch, and they're like looking at something and how the threads connect. So you're very magical, you're very divinely guided, and you can see things that other people don't see, and you're able to put those pieces together in new and innovative ways. And that's what's going to lead to a lot of success for you. You also have the Knight of Swords, which can be about communication. It's giving me magician vibes, like the way that the light is coming in through his hand and then he's got his sword pointing down to the earth. It's like the same stance as the magician card in the traditional tarot, the Rider-Waite. So there's something that like you're channeling from the divine and then creating it into reality. Maybe it's communication, like a book or something, or maybe it's some kind of a physical product, something to do with health and healing, or something to do with fashion. 9 of Wands, you're very close. Group number 2, you're very close to succeeding and to getting ahead in this. I feel like you've done a lot of this very independently, but you need a successor, or you need a partner, or you need somebody to be working with you. There's something about that they're showing me. You've done a lot of this alone because you didn't know who to trust, is what they said. But you're meant at this next stage, because again, they're showing me Willy Wonka, and the whole reason he holds that contest of like the golden ticket is to choose a successor or predecessor. So, not predecessor, one that comes after. There's a little black beetle crawling on my wall. And they're playing that Black Beatles song in my head. That girl is a real crowd pleaser. Na, 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 na. Yeah, you're a crowd pleaser, group number 2. I think you're very popular if you're an influencer, or you will be, or your products are or your services, whatever you provide, or the work that you do. Like even if you're in a 9-to-5 or something, it's like the work you do is very popular. You're doing a good job. I feel like protecting the empire you've built is also important here. So yeah, like make sure that you vet people, like testing them to see, are they going to be in alignment with what you're creating or why you're doing what you're doing? Just like Willy Wonka did. He did it like kind of brutally. I don't think you would do it like that, but making sure that you're vetting people so that you can see if they're going to be aligned with what you're doing or the projects you have. You have a lot of really innovative ideas. So, and I meant to say ideas and it came out ideals. So I feel like you have a lot of ideologies that are really important. Yeah, religious factors again. So it's like your ideology, your philosophy, they just said religious beliefs. Something about your religious beliefs is important here. And you may be creating a product around that, or a service, or some kind of healing for the collective benefit of humanity, they just said. What are you creating, group number 2? Or maybe this is something you're doing in the future. Maybe this is a prediction for you. I'm not sure where you're at in this timeline, but the energy I'm picking up on is really, really profound. And I'm seeing you bringing a lot of peace to the world. You're a peacemaker, they said. Yeah, the dove holding the olive branch in its beak is like a symbol of peace. And they were showing me this sort of, it looked like an olive leaf as well. So it's like something about your mind brings peace. Your ideas, the way you communicate something, your point of view, your beliefs, something you create from that also. It's like it creates peace on earth, or it's contributing to the peace for other people. I heard you get people out of poverty as well. So you might help people to expand their capacity to hold wealth, or their ability to receive, or you give them some kind of a structure or healing or support system to be able to get out of financial deficit. And they're showing me in Willy Wonka again, Charlie is really poor. He comes from a really poor family, but he has integrity. He's in alignment, and Wonka tests him on that, finds him worthy, and then allows him to take over the factory, getting him out of poverty. There's something about that archetypal story that is very similar to something that you're going through or that you will go through, group number 2. Six of Pentacles. I knew the Six of Pentacles was going to come out. I felt it. I should have said it earlier, but I was getting that from the very beginning, especially with the philanthropy energy that we were getting from Aquarius and the charitability. I think I did mention the word charitability earlier. That's what the Six of Pentacles talks about. Sorry, this is the Four of Pentacles. My bad. But we were meant to talk about the Six of Pentacles because you are very charitable. You give away a lot, like baby Oprah, or like, yeah, you give a lot. You're very inclined to share. And I think that's why the Four of Pentacles looked like the Six of Pentacles to me for a second, because the Four of Pentacles is actually about holding on. So I think you're very, or you're being called to be very discerning about who you give to and why you're giving. So it's not being stingy. It's just making sure that you're giving to the right people. Like, you're not going to give a whole bunch to Veruca Salt or Tommy TV. You're going to give to Charlie because he deserves it. He needs it. Yeah. Like, you're going to give to the right people for the right reasons, and you're going to change the world. Whoa. 10 of Swords. And 7 of Swords. Holy shit. Group number 2, I feel like you are blasting open some distorted truths in the collective mindset around religion. It's not going to focus. It wants to focus on my face. There we go. So there's something about distorted religious beliefs. Like, they're saying political factors. And it's like you're creating an entirely new operating system, or they're giving me the word faction. What is that? And they're saying defect. They said defect, like defecting from a faction. And they're giving me the word segregation. And they showed me my white rabbit that I have in the corner there. If you guys remember my old setup where I was facing that way, I had the bookcase behind me and there was a white rabbit. The white rabbit represents breaking free from the matrix. To me anyway, it's like Alice in Wonderland and Neo in the Matrix. You know, it's breaking free. It's expanding your consciousness, operating at a higher level. Unification, they're telling me. Wow. And they're saying an entirely new system. You're creating an entirely new system. They keep giving me the phrase operating system. So I think you communicate something about the mind, group number 2, or you're meant to share something about your philosophies or your belief system or what you've learned, or the way that you create something helps to shift people's perspectives away from these very segregated, dualistic, polarized belief sets. You're meant to unify people and bring peace. They keep showing me that dove of peace. Wow. All right. Okay, this is a long reading, you guys, but I just, this message is so profound that I'm just feeling called to continue channeling. There's just a few more messages Spirit's telling me, so we're going to look at no freaking way. Dove. You can't make this shit up, guys. Like, the dove showed up in your reading, but they were showing it to me in my mind. And I was going to stop because I felt intuitively like, is that the end of the reading? And Spirit said, no, grab the coffee cup oracle. And I felt intuitively like, okay, I need to do that. Pulled the card and it's the dove card. Like, you guys are so in alignment, and what you're doing is going to bring peace and serenity to the masses, And it's going to be very popular. People are going to love it. Okay, we've got 3 more cards. They said 4. This is the longest reading I've done in a long time. Okay, the wheel, endings and beginnings, but what they actually told me right when I lifted it up was pirating. People are going to try and pirate your work because it is so good. Pirates only steal treasure. You have the treasure, so you do need to be careful, guard your work, copyright, infringement could be an issue, or yeah, they're saying publicized, something being publicized. The other thing I was getting from the wheel was steering your own ship. So being the leader in your life, or steering your own ship. It's like being in control of what you're creating. You have the dog, loyalty and determination. Keep going, I heard, keep going. Opportunities and home with the gate. Okay, well, you did have the castle awaits card and the gateway in the other card, the archway. So there's something about like you're entering into a new way of living or a new lifestyle, possibly a new home, or you're moving. Could be significant and related to your career and finances, or maybe you work from home, or you think up these ideas from home. But I am seeing this gateway opening for you to transcend or move to another level is kind of what they're showing me. You're moving to another level. I knew it. You've got the cat with jealousy and gossip. Like there's a lot of people who are going to be trying to, the phrase they just gave me was cop your steez. People are trying to cop your steez, group number 2, because you've got the golden ticket. You've got the magic stick. And people are like, I want to be like them. And you know what? Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, is it not? But it's ironic because a lot of the people who are trying to imitate you are also very jealous of you and trying to like knock you off this tower that you've built for yourself, right? It's like you built this every step of the way. Every brick of this tower you laid in the foundation, and people are like down at the bottom of it with their little freaking boomer, what do you call them? Slingshots. That's what they're showing me in my mind. Like people at the bottom with their slingshots and wooden swords, and they're like hitting on the tower, like, get down from there. I want to be up there. It's like, go build your own tower then. Like figure it out. I'm up here because I did the work. I created this, but I'm getting that people who are jealous of you, first of all, they don't understand what it took to become this version of you or to make what you created. Second of all, they don't want to do the work, right? They just want to have what you have, but they don't want to do the work. So I see you sitting pretty and you're very divinely protected by God. The imagery they're showing me, oh my God, you're sitting up on top of the tower in like a lounge chair with your sunglasses on and a pina colada and the sun on your face. And you're just like unbothered, not paying attention to what anyone else is doing. And all of these people, these like little villagers are down around the base of the tower with their wooden weapons being like, ah. You're not even listening. You can't hear them because you're so high up. And then God is just like, stop it, and sends a lightning bolt down and smashes them. And they get all fried and sizzly and their hair's like... Their hair's like electrocuted and like standing on end, and they're walking away from the tower like, what the hell just happened? And you're just so unbothered and at peace. And God, it's like God protects you. God protects you, group number 2, because what you're doing is divinely guided and you're doing it in an aligned way. So there's nothing that can harm you. There's no jealousy. There's no gossip. There's no infringement or no piracy that can take you down. What you have built is solid, stable, and it will last a lifetime because it's coming from the kingdom of God, is what they just said. The castle awaits the kingdom of God, the gate to heaven. You are a conduit of heaven. Holy shit. If you're not there yet, group number 2, take it one day at a time, one step at a time, one brick at a time, because you will and you are going to get there. It's destiny. It's just who you are. It's very fated at soul level. You're meant to do this and you're being divinely guided every step of the way. So don't you worry about a thing. All right. You just create what you're here to create and do it authentically. So that is what I have for you, group number 2. What an amazing reading. We're at like 51 minutes. Oh my God. But if you're still here with me, you are the real ones. Like you are the real ones. I want you guys to really give yourself like a pat on the back, because everything that you've done, you're doing, and you will do is super powerful and in alignment. And I'm just like, I love you. I want to know you. I want to know what you're doing. I feel like I know you guys. So sending you guys so much love and blessings to fulfill this prophecy of your highest divine alignment and expression. Thank you for being here and doing this work in the world. I love you and appreciate you. Oh, and if you guys are interested in getting the Synchronicities Oracle deck, it is now available for pre-order through my website, which is linked in the description box below. And if you guys want a personal reading, the way that I do those is more through like the mentorship containers, where I use my psychic abilities, my energy healing skills, my personal spiritual knowledge, my conduit to spirit, and cards and tarot and oracle and stuff like that as well, to give you guidance, counseling, support, resources, whatever you need to level up and spiritually evolve in your life. Again, links are in the description box below. I love you guys, and we'll see you in the next reading. Bye. All right. Hello, group number 3. Welcome to your reading. You actually chose the 5 of Swords. So when it comes to career and finances, I feel like you're actually being called to kind of walk away from some kind of conflict right now. I'm seeing actually like colleagues, coworkers, or even employees that you're not seeing eye to eye with. I'm not sure, but I'm getting this energy of you not being on the same wavelength or on the same level with somebody, and it's creating some kind of conflict. It's like people are looking for a fight and you're not. So yeah, don't engage is what I just heard. Don't engage. All right, let's use my Synchronicities Oracle if you guys want to check out the deck or pre-order it. It's in, there's the link in the description box below. But this is my new deck, and I want to share it here in this reading. Oh my God, so many cards just came out. I feel like this is going to be a really long reading, like group number 2's reading, but it was really cool. So you have the dartboard, or sorry, the darts themselves. Okay. You have the life preserver. When I held it up, it was 111 on the recording time as well. Activations. You have the barrel. And right when I held up the barrel, I saw in The Hobbit when they're riding the barrels down the river away from the orcs and the elves. So I feel like you have a lot of attackers, or like people who want to challenge you, but you're a barrel rider and you're just like flowing down the river, not worried about a thing, because you've got this like magical life preserver that's keeping you safe. And the darts are talking about like aiming and going in the right direction or being on point with something. Yeah, you're very much on point. Oh my God, there's so many cards from the Synchronicities Oracle that want to be here for you, group number 3. You have the hourglass. I heard it's a matter of time. So something about a matter of time. You have the garbage bag. Taking out the trash. Oh, it's a matter of time before the trash is taken out. So I think if there's people who are up against you, who you're aware of, or maybe you're unaware of this, but energetically, you'll probably be able to feel it either way. The trash is going to get taken out. It's just a matter of time. You just stay safe in your barrel, in your life preserver. You just focus on, staying on track, and those things will be dealt with. You've got the bow here. So this can talk about tying up loose ends, or something being like a pretty package. There's something that's going to be, it'll come together. It'll make sense is what I'm getting intuitively. It'll make sense. Okay, got the tuning fork. And this specific one that Spirit had me choose for the image of this card is 512 hertz. Can you see that there? And I looked it up after because I wasn't sure what that was frequency-wise, and it was to do with the heart chakra, if I remember correctly. So this is to do with relationships for you, group number 3. There's something about relationships, working with other people, or opposition. Conditionality is what I'm hearing. It's like other people who are being conditional with you, and Spirit's going to take out the trash. Some loose ends are going to be tied up for sure. Some loose ends are going to be tied up, and the trash is going to be taken out. It's just a matter of time. But they're telling you, like, don't worry about that. Just focus on your own thing. You have the golden lantern. I heard solstice when I held it up, and I was also seeing the hermit card in the tarot. Winter solstice could be significant because the hermit card is Virgo, and it's also, the card itself is also in the wintertime. I think Virgo is in the wintertime as well. So the winter solstice could be significant. That could be a very profound time in your career. Specifically, I'm seeing protection or getting out of a cage. They just showed me the way that the flame is protected by the lantern. It helps it to stay lit so the wind doesn't blow it out. And like other people's opinions or influence doesn't blow it out. And then they were also showing me Tinkerbell in the lantern in Peter Pan. Like when Captain Hook sticks her in the lantern, traps her in there. So you may have felt trapped in a situation, possibly by a boss or an authority figure or somebody who is in a position of power against you. Yeah, they're showing me the Emperor card in the tarot in my mind. So it's funny that I can do readings without even using the tarot, but the tarot will still come up. Anyway, there's somebody in a position of power or authority. Maybe it's a boss, maybe it's a manager, supervisor, or some other colleagues or something. I'm just getting like all these other people who there's some kind of conflicting energy that needs to be cleared. You've got the red hat. And I heard spy when I held it up. So somebody, it's like they're putting on their ball cap and like flipping up their collar to try and spy on you. Some people, like, why you gotta spend your time doing that? Why you gotta do that? Get your heart right. Get your frequency right. I'm talking to like those people, but I think also that applies to you, group number 3. Like if you are finding that you are struggling with this type of energy signature or these types of situations in your work environment, getting your energy right is going to help. It's like it's going to naturally repel those people or resolve those situations, or the trash is going to get taken out when you do some energy cleansing. I think that's what the tuning fork is talking about here. Yeah, it is, they said. They said, don't let things become stagnant. Take out the trash. Oh. Yeah, it's like, don't let it sit around. Don't let that happen. You know, take some kind of action or something like that. Cleansing. Yeah, you've got the sage bundle. So you're meant to cleanse some people or some negative energies out of your life. They're talking about that really powerfully here. And you have the Om card, the golden lotus and Om. Alignment, like there needs to be some kind of alignment here that is going to help you to flourish and prosper. Oh, lighthearted energy. So these are actually romance cards, but Spirit had me use them here for this reading. So we're going to look at it in that context, but of career. But it says flirt, extend your lighthearted energy to others. So I feel like the more that you lighten up your energy, group number 3, the less dense your surroundings or these quote unquote either psychic or like physical conflicts or attacks are going to be. Yeah, they're talking a lot about lightening your energy, lightening the load, taking out the trash, staying in the flow, staying on track, remaining focused. Okay. You have, this could be the one. And you also have worth waiting for. So I feel like if you're fighting to get a job or to succeed in a particular line of work, this is the right line of work for you. You just need to cleanse your energy and confront, but not confront those people. So let me explain. It's like you need to address the issues, but not confront them. Yeah, because you're not meant to battle against, because that will just create more resistance. You're meant to kind of confront it within and then do your own work on the personal accountability sort of level. And then it will clear something out. And I do see that things are moving along. So if you have not seen progress in your career lately, it will progress, because this is the one. And it's worth waiting for. You just kind of need to do some adjustment is what I'm seeing. Yeah, the other card you have is pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. So I don't think you're going in the wrong direction. I think that you're just being kind of like, they gave me the word assaulted. I hope that's not literal. If you're being assaulted at work, say something. But I'm getting this more as like a metaphor of you kind of like needing to protect yourself and pay attention to those signs that spirit is leading you toward or giving you, because there's something in your work environment that is off energetically. There's some kind of like concealed energy that's working against you, whether it's a person, a group of people, or just like an energy, or maybe it's like your own thoughts. I'm not sure what this is, but they are giving me the word colleagues. Yeah, so especially if you work with other people, like groups of people, work through your fears. If there's nobody actually physically aggressive or confrontational towards you, this could also just be your fears around that pattern. But it could be both, right? Like sometimes our fears will manifest and attract those things, but there's something energetically within you that you need to bring awareness to. And they're telling me it's going to come to a head or a peak around the winter solstice. Yeah, so in December, I think that's when that is, because I just heard December. Yeah. Well, that's Capricorn season, isn't it? Anyway, so there's something about around December. You're going to need to like address or work through these fears, but you're going to reveal them. You're going to cleanse them out. You're going to heal your heart, and you're going to take out the trash, whether it's people in your life or an energy that you've been carrying and holding there that doesn't do you any good. It just weighs you down and stinks things up. So it's like it's time for it to be removed to where it needs to go. Oh, is it worthiness? You've got the you are good enough card. And Virgo. I was getting Virgo energy from they were showing me the Hermit card from the lantern that you guys had. So Virgo can be a little bit perfectionistic. There may be conflict around perfectionism, like people wanting to do something a certain way and you want to do it a different way. Or, authenticity conflicting. Or this could be self-worth issues or fears around being challenged. And you're being cautioned to pay attention to those fears before they become manifest, so that you don't have to deal with it in an external way, so that you don't have to see it actually literally playing out with people in your life. Instead, you can address those fears within you, and then you won't attract that. That's what they're showing me very strongly here. But it's like there's some covert energies that are like hiding behind the surface within you around fear of being attacked, or fear of being challenged, or fear of people trapping you or putting you in a box, possibly misunderstanding you or wanting to best you in some way, and then you getting the short end of the stick. So there's I think some self-worth or some self-healing issues or self-healing that you're being guided to do that will help you, group number 3. It will help you to not have to literally battle this type of thing out in the world. It's like you can squash it in yourself and then move on. Adjustments are required. Yeah. I would take the time to do this now. The signs are cautioning you. They just took me back to that card. Pay attention to those red flags from within yourself emotionally, or that are showing up symptomatically on the outside through your relationships with other people, or through your work in some way. Because there are some adjustments that are required here, group number 3. But when you deal with this, if it's a fear or a self-worth issue or whatever it is, you're going to deal with it, and you're going to be able to make a lot of progress, and you're going to escape. They said scot-free, okay? So you're going to escape without a scratch on you. And you're going to be very lucky is what I'm getting, very lucky. And it's connected to your destiny. Step out of your comfort zone with the North Node here. So I think that this is part of your destiny, which is why Spirit is wanting to address this with you, because there's a need to practice what you preach. They just said practice what you preach, especially, okay, so they're bringing me back to the energy cleansing things like the tuning fork and the sage bundle. Practice what you preach, especially if you're in a spiritual line of work or career. Or if you preach peace, practice that. If you preach higher ideals, morals, and values, practice that. That's kind of what they're saying here. If you preach being fearless and direct and focused, practice that. There's something about that they're saying here. Okay, lots more cards coming out for you. Let's see what you got. Take charge of the situation, Moses. It's like parting the Red Sea. I do feel like you are a leader, group number 3, but there does seem to be some kind of opposition, possibly from somebody who is actually in a leadership position, or from people who are kind of on the same level as you, your peers in some way. But you're meant to take charge of this situation. You're meant to walk your own path, whatever that means for you. Trust. You've got Vishnu, trust. And he's kind of like walking on the water there. So there's something about transcending this situation and being able to free yourself from the restrictions or limitations that were imposed by other people, or that you self-imposed perhaps as well. Subconsciously, there could be some self-sabotage stuff to work through. Like I was saying, facing those fears and cleansing, purifying the mind and the heart and the soul blueprint specifically. They're showing me the garbage being taken out. Yeah, so there's something old and rotting in the soul blueprint connected to fear around persecution or attack or confrontation. And they want you to trust yourself to be able to address these things responsibly and to take out the trash by taking charge of the situation within you. You have Thoth with right. I heard right the wrongs of the past. This could be a past life karmic pattern, group number 3. So just be aware of that. And they did mention soul blueprint. So soul realignment readings can reveal some of these past life karmic blueprints or patterns, but you don't even really need that. You can discover these patterns by looking at the patterns in your current lifetime. Because if there is a previous lifetime that still has this karma overlaid and you're cycling through it, recognizing the pattern and how it plays out now can help you to clear the past life where it started, because it's the same imprint or it's the same pattern. Yeah. Writing something down could be significant here as well. They're showing me notes, like passing notes. Spirit is passing you notes because they're bringing me back to the pay attention to the red flags cards. Like your spirit guides are up there trying to give you these messages like, hey, pay attention, listen, go in this direction or do this in this way because there's a reason for it. So listen to those things, write all the synchronicities down. I talk about this so much, you guys, but it has been so crucial. Spirit started having me religiously like write down the synchronicities that happen every day. And sometimes I get up to like 10 pages of notes a day in my synchronicities journal because there's just so much in terms of patterns and symbols and synchronicities that Spirit is showing me. So they're saying, write it down because there's something that you're meant to be moving on from out of the past energy. And I think seeing the patterns is going to help you to determine what's going on here. Write and listen. They like your spirit guides are saying listen, and they're showing me, and they had this come up in the pay attention card, and I heard it, but then I didn't say it because I started talking about that other thing. But they said, hey, listen, like Navi, the little fairy guide for Zelda, or for Link in the video game Zelda. So there's something about you being on this mission where they're showing me Zelda with his sword and shield, and you're like going out on these quests and doing these things, and there's a lot of bad guys that like come and attack you, you know? So these could be psychic attacks, but they could also show up as other people. But you're being called to listen to the guidance you receive because it's going to help to direct you. Yeah, it's going to help a lot is what they're telling me. Okay, let's go in with the Heavenly Bodies deck. What's going on here for group 3? 6th house, establishing a foundation, health, daily life, and practical details. The 6th house can have to do with your daily routine, your work schedule. I think a little bit to do with colleagues and stuff like that too. But mostly it's about like your own personal health and the routines that you have in your life. Can also refer to pets as well. You have pet protectors, group number 3. They just said pet protectors. From past lives, from this lifetime, you have pets. Angelic support. You've got a trine. Angelic support, harmony, and perfect flow. Yeah, you have a lot of angelic support. Your guides are very much on your side. You have pet protectors. They just said that again. And they're showing me Paw Patrol in my mind. I think that's a kid's show. I've never seen it. I don't really know what it's about, but there's something about Paw Patrol. Maybe you have kids. I think kids are in the 6th house as well. No, that's more 5th house, but you have a lot of angelic support. And the perfect flow is reminding me of those barrels flowing down the river. Like, you're meant to flow and escape this situation unscathed, but like there's something that just needs to be adjusted, I think. Yeah. You have the 11th house on the bottom of the deck. So this is to do with like friends, and colleagues can be part of that. Social groups, it says like-minded groups, and humanitarian beliefs. So I think that being able to trust the right people is kind of what I'm seeing here, group number 3. Like, working with people who you really get along with, you see eye to eye with, you can connect with on a deeper level, and there is mutual respect and trust. At the very least, mutual respect. But I think that there's a wound here around not being respected by people. Especially when it comes to your self-expression, because I was just called to pull this card off the bottom, and it says it's the sun. So this is to do with yourself, your expression, your embodiment, your truth, how you express yourself, how you show up, how you it's like your personality, you know? So, and underneath the 11th house, you have the North Node again. I actually saw that coming out psychically when I pulled the North Node from the other deck, from the Moonology deck. I saw this card from this deck in my mind. So I knew this was going to come out. Just, yeah. So this is part of your destiny, and I think this is why it might feel uncomfortable. You might even have your North Node in your 11th house for some of you. So yeah, or 6th house. There's something here about like you being destined to figure out how to work with other people while also being able to manage yourself. The 6th house is more like working alone, and the 11th house is more like working with other people or in groups. Yeah, so it's like your independence versus how you work with other people. Okay, let's get some channeled messages from this deck. These are some messages that Spirit had me channel with them. For group 3, what do they need to know here about their career and finances as well? This whole time we've been talking about career, and I just felt called to say, and finances as well. Money is a factor. You know, I love doing readings, you guys. I love doing readings because I see the magic all day, every day, but especially when I do readings, it's like boom, 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 you know? So money is a factor in this situation. Money doesn't buy happiness, as they say, but it can buy safety and security. It can provide for your needs, and it can create the freedom to choose how you wish to live your life. So there may be some conflict or competition around money. So maybe it's like colleagues competing for a position in your job or career that they feel like they want or need or deserve. And it's like you need to fight for it too, or maybe not. Maybe this is you learning to create money more independently while at the same time working with groups of people or networks to support you in some way. They're bringing me to the word security, and they're highlighting that and zooming in on that word in my mind. So something about security, and we were talking about the Virgo energy with that card. Where is it? You are good enough. So I do think this is a wound around your inner security, your self-worth, and how that relates to money, to job promotion, I just heard, to working with others, to seeing your value and being rewarded for that, or being accommodated for that, you know, fairly accommodated for that. Some of you deserve a raise. I just got that message very clearly. Some of you deserve a raise and you're not putting yourself forward for it. You're not raising your prices, or you're not asking for a promotion. Maybe you don't want to piss people off. Maybe you don't want to compete with people, or you don't want people to feel threatened by you. But it's kind of like you're holding yourself back on some level, group 3. And if you're struggling with money, I'm going to go in with the Cosmic Coven deck. It feels especially apropos for this reading because we're talking so much about other people, and like covens are groups of people that work together. So yeah, there's something about the money. Can I get clarity on the money situation here? Look at the Page of Swords. Didn't you have the hat? Was that in this group? Yeah. Okay, so both of these cards, group number 3, are talking about spying. The Page of Swords can be somebody who's spying on you, stealing your intellectual property, trying to get a one-up on you. One-upsmanship. Right, your significator card is the 5 of Swords. That is kind of like the one-upsman card. Or I heard another reader, I can't remember who it was, but they called it the Mean Girls card. And I loved that. I was like, oh my God, I've never seen it in that way before, but it's so true. The 5 of Swords is kind of like the Mean Girls card, where it's like, wow, you're really pretty. Thanks. So you think you're really pretty. It's like, it's not coming from an authentic place. It's coming from a, I feel threatened by you, so I'm going to attack you place, which is not useful for anyone. So that's kind of what I'm seeing here, is like getting to the bottom of this and listening to your intuition and the signs and synchronicities that are telling you, hey, there's something off here, or somebody's competing with you or spying on you or trying to get one up on you in an imbalanced way. And what you need to do in regard to that is to focus on your own happiness, focus on what you are creating. And when it comes to money, valuing yourself is really important here. Boundaries. 7 of Wands. Okay, so boundaries are super important here. Energetic boundaries, psychic boundaries, and interpersonal boundaries are recommended highly, because when you've got shit like this going on, group number 3, you kind of need to protect from the inside out. So, okay, here's something that I learned doing soul realignment work, Akashic readings, psychic readings, and healings for years now, is that nothing can harm you if it doesn't have space to get in, if it doesn't have an in. What creates an in for negative energy is a fear, a subconscious belief, or an old wound, or even a current wound inside, specifically in the soul blueprint, that allows that energy in. So, the positive side of this is that if you see these things symptomatically coming up in how you feel, how you're approaching your work, or the types of situations you're seeing in your life or attracting to you, pattern recognition is your best friend here, because when it comes to clearing out these types of ins for that negative energy that you don't want in your life, the symptomatic expression of it being blown up so that you can see it clearly is actually helpful, because it shows you where the problem is. And if you are willing to face it, if you're willing to look at it and see it clearly and accept it, then you're able to change it. When it comes to clearing karma, this is what I taught people, the 3A method. Awareness, the most crucial first step. You have to have awareness of what is going on, which denotes being able to see it, being able to analyze it, being able to understand it on some level by seeing it, by looking at it. The second step is acceptance. Once we have awareness of something, we can come to an understanding about it and therefore accept it. If we don't accept it, we can't change it. You can have awareness of something and then not accept it, and then there will be no change. The pattern will continue to repeat and cycle until there's a point of personal responsibility and accountability, which is part of the acceptance point in this journey. The third step and final step is action. In this case, new action, or a different action than the one that implemented the karma in the first place. Because all karma is an action and then momentum, or the result of that action being sort of playing out energetically. So to change karma, we don't have to pay it off. We don't have to suffer. We don't have to kowtow and bow down and, repent. Sure, whatever. But like, the whole point of karma is to understand how we are accountable for our actions and how we're contributing to things, even if it seems like it's an outside issue. So don't blame the people, and don't blame yourself either. Just be accountable and responsible to what's coming up. Notice it objectively, observe the pattern, and then change the action that's contributing to the pattern. In this case, I'm seeing you choosing your own peace, you setting up very healthy boundaries, walking away from situations that are clearly toxic or dysfunctional, taking out the trash, maybe removing yourself from certain situations that are not healthy for you, cleansing, leveling up your energy. Again, I think just bringing awareness to this is going to help that. But if you want to sage, if you want to do sound healing, great. Those are wonderful tools to incorporate in your arsenal. You know, your spiritual tool belt can be full, packed, chock full with all of these different resources, but they're not going to do the job unless you do, right? So to build from this situation is to, first of all, know what you're fighting. Second of all, have the right tools or weapons. And then third of all, have a strategy or a plan of action. Yeah, that's really what I'm seeing here at group number 3. Let's get some coffee cup oracles for you. Oh, this one wants to come out. Abundance and luck with the fish. That's a welcome sign, is it not? Especially since money was a factor or is a factor in this situation. I'm seeing that you will have the resources that you need and you will be able to flow to that luck and abundance, especially when you clear out the distortions or the negative imprints in the field that were attracting these types of situations or people. Turtle. Slowness and protection. This is a synchronicity that I've been seeing the past few days. I wrote sea turtle in my synchronicities journal yesterday. And this is about slowness and that slowness being a protective factor. They were showing us the winter solstice. Technically, this is a timeless reading. But if you're watching it when it's first coming out, I'm filming this in spring, like early spring. And they're talking about all the way into the winter solstice, which is the 2 seasons away, 3 seasons away. So like this is a very slow but steady process. It is leading you in the right direction though. Like you're going in the right direction, group number 3. So don't worry, but just pay attention. Like just be mindful, be aware, but don't have fear, because that fear will just contribute to the problem. So just have awareness. You're very protected too, by the way. You're very protected. I'm getting Pisces energy from these 2 cards as well. Fish and turtle both remind me of Finding Nemo too. So it's like you might be on a quest to find something. Your soul family, I just heard. Yeah, the 11th house is to do with groups of people, networks, friends, family, things like that. So I feel like you're slowly working through some of these internal soul blueprint issues and karmic patterns so that you can find where you truly belong, where you really fit and where you feel safe, where you can trust the people around you and not have to constantly be on guard. Working with your own personal boundaries is the path to get there. So just taking things slow. That's really what I'm seeing. Okay, we have lots more cards again. These readings are super in-depth. I'm actually really enjoying it. Freedom, action, and horse. I mean, I love doing all readings, but these ones are really doing it for me right now. Freedom, action, and horse. I'm hearing free yourself from these toxic situations. Don't participate. They're showing me that this horse has no reins. So this could be like, let's say, for example, you're working in an environment that doesn't resonate with you, where your boss is confining or keeps you limited, or you just feel like you're not on the same wavelength with the people you're working with. This could be talking about doing things your own way or going your own way. Yeah, they're playing that song. You can go your own way. You can go your own way. On another lonely day. So you may be called to entrepreneurship or self-governance in some way. Maybe even just like if you work for a company, you might be going more independent. There's something about doing things your way that's really important here, group number 3, in whatever way that shows up for you. That's going to lead to your success because you have the crown, success, and pride. So I think having a balance between humility and pride is important here. Yeah. I'm seeing protection being really important. There's a little beetle. There's a little bug like that's somehow made its way over. It was on the wall opposite me in group 2's reading, and now it's over here on top of my camera. It's like sitting on the thing that holds the camera, the tripod. How did you get over there, little buddy? What you doing? I kind of like want to bring him in the reading. Can I do that? Come here, buddy. Nope. He doesn't want to go on the card. We're just going to leave you there then, friend. You do your thing. But I feel like this is relevant. Maybe there's something to do with, like, you need to kind of be left alone in some way or given some free reign, but like being connected to people, but also being given your own ability to govern yourself, something like that, like autonomy, personal autonomy. That's what's going to lead to success here. And you have love and new love with the heart. Yeah, I do feel that relationships are really the main thing that Spirit's talking about with your reading group 3. Yes, this is a career and finances reading, but they're talking a lot about your relationships. Love could be a factor in that too. But specifically, I'm seeing it in context of like how you relate to other people and connect or interact with other people, and how you work through your fears around interactions. Yeah. So step out of your comfort zone and take those boundaries with you. It will feel easier to do that. It's very fated, it's very destined for you, and it will lead to your success. So trust yourself to be able to step into this role of freedom that will unlock a lot of abundance for you. Take it slow so you feel nice and safe to do so, and you can pay attention to all the signs along the way, and the money will come and the respect will come as well. Okay, so that is what I'm seeing for you, group number 3. I hope you enjoyed the reading. Thank you so much for being with me here on the channel today. If you guys want to pre-order the Synchronicities Oracle, it is available now through my website. Link is in the description box below. If you are looking for some additional or more personal one-on-one guidance, I have spiritual mentorship sessions to support you in that, where we can go into the cards, we can do psychic channeled messages, energy healing, Akashic reading, all of that good stuff. So if you feel called to work with me, link is down below as well. Thank you for all your support here on the channel. Likes, shares, subscribes, donations, cards, decks, charms, all of the things that you guys provide for me. It really does make me feel special, supported, and loved. So thank you. I appreciate you. I love you. And we'll see you in the next reading. Bye.